One of the first books we read in the Honors College is the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. And I was first introduced to these books in high school, my freshman year, and it was basically just a fight to read all the words. I couldn't dive very deep into them. My understanding was not at a place where I could really enjoy them to their fullest extent. But since being here, it's been such a joy and such a pleasure to get to explore these books again and explore the deeper meaning that comes with them. I didn't realize how much there was to be gained from these stories about the pagans and about the Greeks before there was the gospel. St. Basil has this whole address about how to read Greek literature. And I think after reading Homer's work and then reading that, it became really clear that these lessons actually are applicable. The main thing I took from Homer was that having fortitude is actually possible. I think a lot of times I would kind of tell myself, oh, well, I couldn't have done better. I couldn't have endured that, or that was too hard of a trial. And so I failed because of that. Whereas after reading these stories and discussing them in class, it became clear that, oh, I can endure these things. And it takes grace that the Greeks didn't have, but that I now have access to. If they can endure these crazy trials, and if they can have so much faith in gods that are not good, how much more faith I should have in a God that is very good. Odysseus is probably the most clear example of fortitude in the Odyssey, because he spends the whole book fighting monsters and going on an adventure, trying to get back home. And even though he fails so many times in delaying himself, it takes him years and years to get home, there's kind of this understanding that he can always start over. He can choose to be virtuous again, and when he remembers Penelope and who he's coming home for, he can start over. And then with Penelope, she's at home, and it seems like, yes, she has to endure the suitors, but she's not really doing much. That was something that really resonated with me, in that fortitude doesn't have to be super active. It's always an active disposition of the heart and chasing the good, but it doesn't always have to be action. It can be us staying focused on what's important, or remembering that Odysseus is coming. And I think Penelope really exemplifies a fortitude that most of us have in our life, where it's more of accepting the circumstances that we're in, as opposed to going out and doing great deeds. I didn't realize before how much our Christian idea of fortitude has to do with hope. The Catechism talks about how it's firmness in difficulties. Fortitude is constancy in the pursuit of the good. And getting to a point where I realized, I have the choice to be virtuous. There's so much of Homer that's about the gods, and the gods' will, and the wrath of the gods, and fate. I came to a realization where I was really thankful that not only that I had the choice to be virtuous, but that I had so many examples in the saints who are already virtuous. And I think that there are so many figures in Homer that are so tragic because they seem like they don't have a choice to be virtuous. It seems like the gods pick who they want, and then they disregard everybody else, and it's just a fight to hopefully win their favor. And so I think just that understanding that I'm actually so lucky and so blessed by God to live at a point where he's so fully present that I can choose him.